Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling. Every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling.
Hey, Daddy.
Every day I'm hustling.
You fight with nobody.
This a dollar beat. This a dollar beat.
BoxingWords.com.
You won the bet with nobody.
BoxingWords.com.
This a dollar beat.
You never gonna get the fight, man. You're a horrible fighter. Payday,
BoxingWords.com.
payday. You want payday. I know that. Oh, look this guy. There's a plan to go for the belt, and I'm coming, man. I'm coming, my friend. Get the fuck out of here, man. Please, get the fuck out of here, man.
BoxingWords.com.
Because I'm gonna fuck you out right now, motherfucker.
BoxingWords.com.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of the Boxing Voice Radio. I am your host, Nestor Gibbs. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at NesGTO. Hashtag we work, and you already know. Listen, I wanted to come back with this one because obviously I love this energy from Jermall. This is exactly how you get the big fight. And this is the right word. Shout out to Sean Zettel with Fight Hype, man. Sean and I go back a long time, man. He used to work for TBV, and he seems to have gotten this very official quote from Jermall Charlo, the current WBC champion. But not too long ago, he put out that he feels he's the biggest super middleweight ever, right? So here's what he said, though. He said, we'll do bigger than Canelo planned. I'll go to Mexico, and I'll fight him at his house. We from Texas. We want to go to Mexico. We love Mexico. It's going to be Tex-Mex. And, I mean, damn, that's how you get a fight. That's how you get a fight, man. You forget about home court advantage. You give that up. You know, you give them no room to give a reason why you can't fight them. I love this energy from Charlo, and it comes at the perfect time, right? Because obviously Eddie has come out and said that there are no negotiations. So, you know, he's doing it when Canelo has a opportunity to actually sit down and negotiate with him before he announces anything. So I really love this quote. Once again, he says, we'll do bigger than Canelo versus Plant. And by that, obviously, he means they'll do bigger numbers, you know, and what was that? Like 800,000, I think they did, right? Am I right? Am I right on that? Or was it 600,000? Uh-oh. How many pay-per-views did that damn thing sell? I don't know. I thought it was a lot, though. I did think it was a lot. So he's claiming to do bigger than that. And you know what? Maybe. I thought Houston, Texas, somewhere was good. But he's like, whatever. He don't need Texas. He's willing to go to Mexico. That's also something that Canelo wanted to do. I don't know that the finances are right to go to Mexico with Charlo, because then you're not really capitalizing on those ticket sales. You know. So that might come into play. I don't know, but at least giving up that home court advantage, letting people know that you want to go to Mexico and that it's not an issue, that helps. That helps. All right, so I'm being told by Joseph Torres in the chat that it was 800,000. 800,000. And that was the amount of pay-per-view buys between Canelo and Caleb Plant. Now, you got to remember, Caleb Plant, He did smack Canelo. While a lot of you people didn't think that was an official smack, that was enough to get a lot of casual fans' interest. A lot of casual fans had interest because of that. And it drew people in, Now, again, I'm loving the energy by Jermall. This is definitely the kind of quote that can get you a fight. Question is it enough? Is it enough? And should he have to go through Plant first? Because, there's some that believe that Charlo will lose and people will just write it off as him daring to be great because it was his first jump up to 168. So should he face Plant first, then fight Canelo, showing us what he can do with a common opponent in Canelo? That's not a bad idea. I just don't know that will be the right. I don't think they'll give us that, right? To give us both Charlo Plant and Charlo Canelo, I think that we're asking for too much, But who am I? Hopefully they do. Because I wouldn't mind to see what Charlo does with Plant. Plant did well, in my opinion. I'd love to see him back on the high level and see what he does post Canelo fight. But this is the type of quotes I like to see from Jermall, man. This is keeping the pressure on him. And on them, I mean Canelo and Eddie Reynoso, because the truth is, I don't know if they do bigger numbers than Canelo Plant, but I'm pretty sure Jermall Charlo versus Canelo Alvarez does better numbers than Artur-Beterbiev and Canelo Alvarez. And dare I say even Makabu, however you pronounce it, I don't know that those two fights do better numbers than Canelo Alvarez versus Jermall Charlo. They have just so many places where they could take this fight. Like Jermall Charlo versus Canelo can be in Las Vegas. Jermall Charlo versus Canelo can easily be in Houston. They could go to Dallas. They could do San Antonio. And I know 3 of those are in the same state, but there's still 3 different locations, 3 different arenas that will be willing to put a site fee. There's a T-Mobile in San Antonio, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that. I know these places, Jerry Jones, these places will pay. I mean, Billy Joe Saunders had 70,000. So, again, it's all great energy from Charlo saying that he'll go to Mexico, but I don't know that Canelo will take this fight to Mexico. This is a big money fight, one of the few fights that are left out there for him that are big money, Triple G's still in contract with Murata, so, whether or not that fight still exists for him, we just don't know because, Triple G has to come out of that looking alive and not looking like an old man. But I got a super chat from Big Fish Vega that says, Charlo took one fight to get into position for 160 belt, and then the champion took a designation to vacate, go straight for the champ in a new weight. I mean, the only way he could go straight to the champion in a new weight is going to be to activate his WBC champion clause. It's kind of similar to the WBO, but I don't know that they'll give it to him because the champion above is obviously Canelo, and they favor Canelo like they favor Canelo, So, but that doesn't take away from Charlo's quote, man. Shout out to Fight Hype for the image. I love this image of Jermall with his hands extended out like, in the little sombrero, right? He's got his little sun hat on for sure. So he's willing to go to Mexico, man. This is a perfect picture to represent these words. Once again, those words, those quotes from Jermall Charlo to Sean Zattel via Fight Hype were, "Will do bigger than Canelo planned." And he's talking about their pay-per-view numbers, that they'll do bigger numbers than Canelo planned. He says, "I'll go to Mexico and fight him in his house. We from Texas. We want to go to Mexico. We love Mexico. It's going to be Tex-Mex." Now, I want to know what is that interpretation, though, right? Like, Tex-Mex I know is a food, but he's obviously saying it, with some, with some slide to it. So I wonder what is he going to turn, the Canelo Mexican Alvarez into taco meat? I don't know. But he said it. And it's probably one of the better quotes he said in the last 2 years, man. I think this goes right up there with his biggest and best quote, right? Wasn't that his biggest and best quote? Do I still have that sound bite? I know I do. The question is, did I change the location? Yeah, let me try this Boxer Soundbites page. Where are ya? No, but you remember when he said he's deleted when he was super drunk? I don't know if y'all remember that. But we got that around here somewhere. Yeah. So since then, he hasn't really had any great quotable moments. And this is one of them. It got me to do a second show. I don't think I'm struggling when I do a Jermall Charlo Canelo Alvarez show. The people usually come out for this. It's a fight the people want. And I'm sure that you guys are receiving his energy, the same way that I am. Why not keep your foot on Canelo Alvarez's neck? Eddie just said they're not in negotiations with anybody. Well, that means that there's still room to have negotiations with you, And what he does need to do, I'll be honest, he needs to get on these like ESPN Deportes or do interviews with Salvador Rodriguez for ESPN Deportes. Like, he needs to get the word in the Spanish community that he's open and willing. Maybe get a sit down with David Faltancin, or I know I always kill his name, but y'all know who it is. He's Canelo's nemesis, right? Like, Canelo loves, he loves to hate on Canelo. And he does it in the public. He does it in the media. He does it on ESPN. He does it on all the Spanish-speaking stations. Like, they know, they call him Canelo's, like he's the anti-Canelo. But then he says he loves Canelo. But, he always wants Canelo to take a bigger and bigger challenge. So I think Jermall needs to find his way to that show. It's a very well-known show in the Spanish community. And it'll get things moving. I'm doing my part as an English-speaking representative of the sport to definitely pick up these quotes and tell my audience how Jermall feels and that he's willing to go to Mexico. I think that was huge in itself, And you got to assume if he's willing to go to Mexico, are they willing to let him go to Dazn? Because I know PBC ain't going to Mexico. They can't afford to pay Canelo in Mexico. I don't know how they're going to make those economics work. You know what I mean? So is this a Jermall Charlo statement solely on his own? Did he give any thought as to whether or not he can truly go to Mexico? I don't know. I guess that would be a further conversation if Canelo responded to some of this stuff. This is why these things need to be said, again, to Salvador Rodriguez or to David Faltancin or Singh, whatever, because it'll get the word traveling through that Spanish community. Even Marquez has his own show on ESPN Deportes, and he's not too fond of Canelo. He always looks for a way to hate on Canelo as well. And, you get Jermall on there, you get him on there with an interpreter, and he says what he's got to say, and he still gets his point across. But you could get your point across. The number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time. The voice ripping in right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Don't forget, you can add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to be part of the conversation. Obviously, we're talking Jermall Charlo and his new quote directly to Canelo, letting him know that he's willing to go to Mexico, man. And I think that's one of the bigger things. But I guess from a financial standpoint, he believes that it's a bigger fight between he and Canelo than it was with him and Plant, and that it'll do better numbers. And now we know that those numbers were 800,000. So, you know, man, can Charlo Canelo do better than Canelo Plant? That's interesting because you know the Caleb Plant had the Great White Hope element. You know that. He was undefeated. He was a champion. He could talk. And he had the whole Great White Hope element. So, I don't know. Very interested to see what your thoughts are. Phone lines are open if you're on Blog Talk, like I see you there. Vegas number. If you don't press 1, then I can't let you on because I don't know that you want to come on. You might be at work. And obviously add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to be part of the conversation from anywhere in the world. I'm also going to be dropping the phone number in the live chat for anybody that, for whatever reason, just doesn't get me saying it out loud. You can read it right here. All right.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Subscribe to youtube.com/theboxingvoice for the latest and greatest interviews with your favorite fighters.
Troy Smoke Alarm says Faltan Son just wants to be the villain for clout. I mean, hey, but he gets to Canelo. That's the thing. What he says bothers Canelo, and it's made Canelo come sit down with him and you know, address him. And I watched the interview, man. He addressed him quite aggressively. They have a thing. It works. So it would be good for Jermall or Andre to sit down with those guys, man. Salvador Rodriguez is another guy that has the ear of Canelo. But I'm going out to Big Fish, JP. Damn, JP too. Why did I think that was Big Fish Vega? This Big Fish JP in Long Beach. What's going on? Let me see. What color is JP? This is sad. Sad. There we go. All right. He's not purple. He's more violet.
Long Beach in the house. Yeah.
Mr. Gibbs, welcome back, sir.
What up,
Nice
champ?
to hear you. Nice to hear them golden vocal cords again. I love it. Let's go. Me and the fellas been talking about how come boxing has just been centralized in Las Vegas and Los Angeles and New York, and some of them are going to Atlanta. But, you know, back in the day, Thriller and Manila, some of the biggest fights that were ever had were international fights across the world. I like seeing it. They seem to hold like a better event. It looks like more fanfare. It looks, you know, it doesn't look like all the rich people have to be there, like at the MGM and things like that. So I'm all for it. I think it would be a spectacle. Let's go to Azteca Stadium, put 100,000 crazy Canelo fans in there. Let's do it, man. It's great for boxing. That's my call.
All right. Let me see. Is this stainless on the landline? Nope. This is a new number in Nashville. Who's this?
This is Jay Will, man.
Jay Will. What up? Oh, 614.
What's up, man?
I'm in the wrong numbers. My bad, Jay Will. What's going on, brother?
It's good, man. Love the Double Up show, man. On to the topic, man. Yo, I love the energy that he's giving out. One, one, if they was really in talks, he's giving out a good vibe. He's not trying to be difficult. He's saying he's being flexible. So, if they were in secret talks, he's giving out just, a really good vibe. So I'm feeling that. Now, the one thing my mind immediately went to is, either one, Canelo can be like, okay, let's talk about it. Let's get negotiations real serious, or scoff at it and be like, who did you fight? Let's go, worst case scenario, he scoffs at it and say, whoever you fought, I'm not thinking about you. At that point in time, man, we got to ask, Jermall to, request that Benavidez fight. Because, the winner that's going to have to get the Canelo fight, man. They just have to. So, I just hope that if he doesn't get the Canelo fight, he then doesn't turn to, not to talk bad about his resume, but, turn to, another lackluster opponent and, still give Canelo that ammo to say, who have you fought? So, I love it. I just hope he takes that type of energy and applies it to the rest of his career, even if he doesn't get Canelo, man. But yeah, man, that's my call, man. Good show.
All right, Jay Will, man. Shout out to you. On the way out.
Like I know, you should lie low. Killer, I used to get it in
Ohio. Big Fish Vega. What's up, Big Fish Vega on Skype? A lot of big fish out here, man. Big Fish going once. Big Fish going those vases. Coach J Mac. Are you available, Coach J Mac? No J Mac on a Jermall topic? Are you serious? All right. Juan in the BX. Juan in the BX. Juan's just listening. And Keem. Keem in Florida. Keem in, where is Keem? He's purple. Keem in Florida.
Wait a minute. You say you know boxing?
Yeah. What is it? Maybe I don't know.
Tell me what a pool counter is.
Pool counter? I've never heard that term before. That must be your term. You must have been...
Fair shake. HBO needs to fire you. You don't know shit about boxing. You ain't shit.
Yo, can you hear me?
What up? Yes, sir.
What up, man? It feels good to hear my intro. Boy, I haven't heard that intro in a minute. I forgot how good it was. But yeah, man, look, as far as the topic goes, I like it, man. I don't know how serious these Charlo and Canelo talks are. I had said before, I really wish the fight would have happened at 60, but if it happens at 68, cool. I would love to see it. I think it's gonna be it would be a great fight. And if they did it in Mexico, that'd be crazy, man. Just imagine Charlo walking out to like 100,000 Mexicans getting booed. It would be wild, like it would be an interesting, very interesting dynamic to that fight. Like, will Charlo feed off of that and go harder, or will it affect him mentally and take him down, because that's a lot. And I only say 100,000 people because I'm pretty sure Chavez Sr., when he fought in Mexico, didn't he fight in front of a bunch of people? It was like 100 or 90,000 people or something in Mexico.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if I remember correctly.
But the
they
fight
said, like,
wasn't
the
of
tickets
this
were really
magnitude,
cheap.
though. That's like, how do you put this fight in Mexico and make
That's
it make
a big
financial
fight,
sense?
bro. I mean, it's Canelo. He's big regardless. It'd be in Mexico. Him fighting Charlo, I think, would add to it. Charlo's his own star. He's, like you said, he's from Texas. And I think it would be a huge fight in Mexico, man. It's Canelo, and if you bring out 100,000 people, man, that would be something to see on TV. That would be something, it would be exciting, man. And like I said, I would like to see how Charlo reacts to it.
He got 70,000. He got 70 in Texas. So I'm just saying, like, he gonna look at it like, bro, I'm not taking that type of pay cut. I'm gonna get that 100,000 in Texas too.
I mean, you never know. He might be able to make the same money. Just got to get more people in Mexico, man. Maybe the extra 30,000, 40,000 people can make up the difference.
I see what you're doing. You want to take your lady to this fight so you can make a double vacation, huh?
I'm down for that, man. I'm definitely down. I do that all the time, But a little boxing, a little vacation, make everybody happy. But yeah, man, that's all I got, champ. Appreciate it.
All right, that is an easier way to sell it to your lady, man. Like, we gonna take the kids to Mexico, man. I got LV Slugger. Are you available? LV. Man, where's LV? I swore I had all back calls in purple, man. Shit is crazy. Nope. I just played your shit yesterday, bro. We gonna get it together. This is the lack of being in my own studio. This silence is killing me. There it goes. Fuck. LV, you available? I knew it was purple. I'm gonna take that as a no. I ain't see you on mute. But I found it. If you ever ready.
Only time y'all see me in Rays is when I turn into the bronze mama.
I found it. CYP. What up?
Got a couple problems. The Mexico thing ain't gonna work. For one, there's not 100,000 Mexicans who can afford the fight to match the Canelo pay plan. This is not happening. And money ain't popping like that for 100,000 of them. Take it to Dallas, cool. Second problem I have is why does Charlo got to take his ass to Mexico for the biggest fight of his goddamn life when everybody knows that most of the Mexican fans don't even like this dude. Last time I'm being honest here. I remember when Adrian Broner was fighting Maidana and they was throwing beer cans and throwing shit at him. A lot of that shit, doesn't ever get called out. Now, I don't want Charlo having to fight some hostile ass environment where he has no help at all. Because if it gets hectic out there, it's a problem. Keep that shit in Dallas. Keep it over here. Get the fight done. I appreciate the fact that he's talking about it. If anybody keep bringing up, who has he fought? What has he done? Nobody is talking about that. Canelo has never mentioned that when he speaks to Charlo. He never says who has he fought. So you don't bring it up. Stop bringing that shit up because all that's going to do is give people excuses for the fight not to happen. All the things that we can do to stop this fight from happening, stop it. But if Charlo don't listen, he want to take his ass to Mexico and go in that hostile environment that nobody else had to do but him, be my guest, dog. But my advice was don't even say no shit like that because Canelo ain't even fucking ask you to do that. Anyway, CYP out.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. If he didn't ask you, why say it? But I think he's just trying to eliminate any excuses that they could give him as to why he wouldn't take it. But it is putting his back against the wall. Like, I was at the Adrian Broner Maidana fight. He's not even Mexican, and they flipped on Adrian. But, Adrian was a unique individual, as we later came to see. I got Stainless in the building. Are you available? Stainless going once. Boxing expert with the super chat says, Cuidado, Canelo le... Uh-oh. Let me see. Le quite las 7 vidas a la gata. Todos sus fans van a regresar al basudero de donde salieron. Shit emoji, kitten emoji. So basically he said, be careful, because Canelo will take all 7 of the lives that the little kitty cat has, and all of his fans will regress back to the dumpster where they came from. RNS1 says he's smoking. Obviously, he has never seen how many Mexican fans attend a soccer game. He want to fight. See, my man could do no wrong. I mean, he could do no right. Like, the dude say he willing to go no matter what, and everybody's like making excuses for him. Like, dude, he's ready to go. He's willing to do it here, there, anywhere. I like that energy, man. Leave them no room, no excuses as to why it can't get done. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Well, that's also good news, right? I'm going to take that as good news. I'll tell you what's going on, right? So I just got this email The buyer for my house, right? I'm selling my fucking house as is, right? I bought that house as is. And we're at the final hour of me, closing. And this dude has put together a punch list. Mind you, a punch list is only when you build a brand new house, right? You walk through your brand new house, you and your couple, your significant other, your partner, your financial partner, whoever you got into this house with. And you walk through it and you make sure that everything is right. And whatever isn't up to par, you write it down on this punch list. That's not how it works for an as-is sale. This dude itemized like a 20-plus list. And, I obviously said no. I said I would take care of the safety concerns on the list. Other than that, I wasn't interested. And I threw him a $500 credit. Why dude come back now? $5 ain't enough. For him to be happy, he need $2,000 credit. Yo, these people, everybody want everything the easy way. I bought that shit as is and did all them fucking repairs. I did that shit with these fucking hands, bro. People are terrible. Meanwhile, I promise you, he will not find another open floor plan in that neighborhood. He won't find that, man. I spent a lot of money. I hired architects. I did a lot to get that shit open. That shit, he ain't gonna find that. Little loser. Plus, I'm leaving all my appliances, man. Come on, I got the fucking fridge that talks to you and fills up the water. Dudes are stingy, bro. They're greedy out in these streets. But I'm gonna give him his $2,000 credit because I'm getting rid of that house, baby. He want the credit, he can have it. I'm fucking selling that motherfucker. It's over. So that was a good email at the end of the day, but it comes with some strings attached. Motherfucker want $2,000. People act like money grows on trees, I swear. When you ain't gotta work for it, boy, you just think you deserve that shit. That being said, Stainless, I never got to know if you wanted to get on. If not, I'm gonna be gone. All right, I see nothing from Stainless. Boomerang J-Mac. Oh, let me see what Keem said. Because I know he ain't talking about equity. My equity's my equity, champ. That ain't got nothing to do with greed. Yeah, I knew he was talking about equity. I put that equity in, B. I put that equity in. J-Mac, you want your boomerang? Courtesy of Jordan Baker. Oh, LV, okay. I mean, we tried to go to you. You was a little bit busy.
Only time y'all see me in Rays is when I turn into the Bronze Mama.
I want a body, and he gonna be the body.
The ambulance better be ready. The medical better be ready. The referee better be ready. They better have that towel to be able to throw it in.
SDS Promotion.
I'll be right.
LV Slugger. Where you at, champ? Oh my God.
TVV, what up?
What up?
Oh yeah, man. Hopefully we can get this fight, man. You know what I'm saying? I think it'll do big numbers. We all know the Mexican versus the black. That's like a big rivalry in the sport of boxing. So I do think it's gonna do big numbers, especially with Canelo fan base. You know what I'm saying? And Charlo, he got a nice little fan base already to fought on pay-per-view. Plant ain't really never had that pay-per-view fight before the Canelo shot. But like you said before, he did have that, that great white, hope element to it. And I think that the slap really helped build that fight as well. So you know what I'm saying? So I think I'm not sure if it do over 800,000. I think that was the report, but I think it could though, man. I think this fight could do $1 million, especially if Jermall keep talking how he is, and just keep helping build the fight. Hopefully we get it, man. Cinco de Mayo. That'd be a huge fight next year, man. I think Jermall, you know, with him not getting no big names in his division, he just been fighting down his competition. I think he gonna come with it if he get that Canelo shot, and I think it'll be closer to what people think. I don't see him knocking him out or nothing. But, you know, like I said, hopefully we get the fight next year, man. I think it could do $1 million, man, with Canelo fan base and stuff like that. So, like I said, hopefully we get. I don't know about in Mexico, but I think it'll do big in Texas though. But yeah, that's my call.
We can try it. We can try it.
All right. It looks like I got Steve in Chicago.
Yeah, we ain't dick riding in this house.
SDS commercial.
If Wilder fights Usyk, they're going to take Usyk out in a stretcher. Well, because they don't like the facts. What the hell did Billy Joe do? He wasn't the guy that everyone thought he was.
Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
We got to stop capping for AJ, man. He ain't that dude.
Give me liberty or give me death. May God bless the United States of America.
Hey, Nas, buenos dias.
What up, champ?
Yeah, I was going to tell you, I think I'd sent you a message to switch to that other intro. Your audience has issues. You know, I appreciate Brandon making that, but he made it for me out of the blue. But I think we should stick to the other one. You know, it's sad that, you know, you got guys on here, and CYP's alluded to this, where they support, you know, their fighters and that, and I try to support a certain group of fighters, and, you know, I get ridiculed for it. But nevertheless, as far as this goes, if we purely talk economics, if he doesn't take this fight, you could almost call it as a duck, because he's not going to make this with Bivol, Beterbiev, and Joe Smith, and, you know, like, what him, Charlo and Benavidez, economic-wise, do you see a bigger fight for him?
Nah, I think it is Charlo and Benavidez. We've all said that, I guess.
Yeah, so if we're talking,
Beterbiev maybe second.
So if we're,
third.
Yeah, these other guys, like, they're not going to bring, you know, if we look at, you know, this is prize fighting, then why wouldn't he take that? You know, like, you have to ask those questions. What's really going on here? You could say, oh, you know, he's going to 175 to undisputed legacy and all that. But at the end of the day, isn't this prize fighting? Isn't this what they fight for a prize?
That's true.
So then if he doesn't take it, if he doesn't make it, you know, it looks kind of funny to me. It looks suspect.
I mean, you know,
he's not going to get a better deal.
Not taking it could also, I mean, he could also always, like, you know, fight Beterbiev. Like, it doesn't have to be about money. He could say it's about legacy.
I know, but don't you think that's a little suspect, though?
Even Makabu would be legacy. You know, he gets nothing really from beating Charlo. Charlo's 160.
No, but that's what my point is. Like, looking at it from just the economic side, isn't that suspect?
It's the most money to make, for sure. You want to believe it. Especially Charlo believes it. He believes it'll sell more than the Plant fight.
Right.
Well, all right, Steve. Thank you for
that's how I look at this. I don't look at it as like I don't look at it as Canelo giving them a pay. This is more of them giving him a higher payday if you really look at this logically.
I mean, they need Canelo for that.
If I give you, let me put you like this. If I give you 20 mil to fight Beterbiev, but I give you 30 to fight, that's 10 mil. That's a lot of money. That's a big difference.
Agreed.
I mean, we're not talking, you know, that's huge. So, you know, it's suspect if he doesn't take that, to me.
Oh, I hear you.
I mean, what did he make? What did he
Definitely
make
get it.
for Billy Joe? What did he get? What did he get for Billy Joe or for Plant? I mean, compared to Plant. Just look at it like that.
Mm-hmm. No, and
What was the difference?
And just look at what Billy Joe made compared to Plant. Plant made $2 million plus more than him. He made pay-per-view upside. Shit.
I mean, the money you got to. It's not. I mean, this is prize fighting. You can't look at it like he's not doing it for the money.
But he's already
what is he
rich,
doing it
though.
for?
But he's already rich. So if he decides to fight Makabu, no one's gonna say.
I understand that.
Anything about money.
I understand that, but that big of a difference. That's a major difference in purse.
It is.
They were talking major differences.
It's a major difference.
I find that suspect.
But he got the money to not have to do it. Yeah. London Runs Boxing has a point. That news did come out. He makes $5 million every couple of months just from his real estate. But let me get to some of these other callers popping in. Boxing Expert, what up?
¿Cómo andamos, Nes?
¿Cómo estamos?
¿Escuchas? Bien, bien. Nomás te iba a llamar para decirte para lo que es bueno Charlo, para tres cosas. Para nada y para nada. Deja que Canelo le parte a su madre a este Charlito y todos estos que están van a perder todo. It's my call.
All right. Well, translation, he said Charlo is good for only one thing. Nothing, and nothing. Wait until Canelo. I can't literally say parte su madre, right? Because that just won't sound right. If I say it literally, it just doesn't sound right. But he gave one of those Mexican chinga su madre, parte su madre. I don't know what that one particularly means here, because if you directly translate it, he's basically saying I'll break his mom. So I don't know. Break his mom apart. And you want to hope that one ain't sexual. Jeez. So we got Big Gucci Nick. Big Gucci Nick, what up? Big Gucci. No Big Gucci Nick. All right, what up?
Sorry about that. Yo, shout out TBV, man. Make sure everybody's hitting that like button and smash that subscribe button too, man. It's the best podcast on the planet, pound for pound, you feel me? Yo, Ness, I love that fight, man. That's one of the biggest fights besides Terrence Bud Crawford versus Errol Spence. I think this is the next biggest fight to make in boxing, Jermall Charlo versus Canelo, man. This is the fight to happen, and what better opportunity does Maul have than the undisputed, all of the titles, all the legit titles, no franchise bullshit at 168, man. This is a golden ticket, man. Like, Canelo did all the hard work, gathered all the belt. All he's got to do is step in that ring on fight night, 168, and take all of that man's hard work, man. It's going to be crazy if he does it, man. But I'm going to support Charlo. Just because it's the good boxing. Upsets are good for boxing. So, shout out Charlo, man. Shout out TBV.
Shout out Big Gucci Nick. We got Boxing Expert with the super chat says, if Canelo says jump to La Charla, you best believe his kitty puss is jumping. Laugh out loud. Get the fuck out of here with the INSY. Porque news. Ya parale. All right, champ. I mean, look, I'm just reporting it. My man is saying what he's saying. Once again, what is Charlo saying? He says, we'll do bigger numbers. Well, let me stop adding numbers. He says, we'll do bigger than Canelo and Plant. I'll go to Mexico, and I'll fight him at his house. We are from Texas. We want to go to Mexico. We love Mexico. It's going to be Tex-Mex. We got RNS1 says, tell him 1,000. Don't give in so easy yet, Ness. I mean, it's like Keem said, man. With the equity that I got, I'm not trying to let $1,500 ruin a deal. It's not worth it for me. I'll give him his 2 and I'm going to be fucking happy for years to come. We going to get that vet. We going to make it. We going to make it. You know what I mean? Smart business decisions early in. You know what I mean? Get in there. Use your own elbow grease. You know what I mean? Make your own repairs. And then sell that bitch for top dollar. We got A-Dub, A-Ness, a guy by the name of Danyar Yelanuzanov, a gold medalist and a southpaw, just won the IBO a few weeks ago. What do you think about Bud fighting him to get that belt? I doubt Bud fights him. That guy is a problem. And if you don't want to fight the problem in Jaron Boots Ennis, why would you fight a problem in Yelanuzanov that people don't know? Only you and I know. But shout out to him for going for that IBO gold, the other green belt. That's definitely how you get your recognition. We got Jonathan Sims on the check-in.
Can you hear me?
Perfect.
Yeah. Hey, man, thanks for another show. That's number 2 today.
Yes, sir.
Really appreciate it. And, good job on selling your home, man. Keep moving forward. And, we just pray for continued financial growth and stability and keep marching forward. I thought you handled yourself pretty good versus that Steve call. What Steve has to realize is every situation isn't applicable. And what I mean by that is every fighter isn't in it for the money. Majority of your favorite fighters are because they come from not having money. But every fighter's ultimate goal isn't the prize. Some people actually want to be considered great. Some people actually want to change the sport and raise it to another level. And money doesn't always equate to that. For example, Floyd was all about the money. Floyd would lose if he could win $1 billion. Canelo's not taking that type of deal. So in my opinion, right, I agree with you. Going after Charlo, sure, we'll go with Steve's situation. Maybe 40 million, 10 million difference if he fights somebody at a higher level for legacy. I personally think he should go for legacy because there's only 2 situations or 2 scenarios that this Charlo fight ends in, and that's either Canelo by late stoppage or Canelo by unanimous decision. I'm willing to bet anybody who thinks Charlo can beat Canelo 2-1, meaning I'll put up $2,000 for your 1,000 if you think Charlo has a chance. He has no chance in beating Canelo. And the other point is, if Charlo decides to go to Mexico, I don't see that no different than Earl going to the UK, Crawford going to the UK. They both went into hostile environments and took the belt off the champ. So if Charlo's about that business, take your ass to Mexico, because either you go to Mexico, you go to Florida, you go to New York, you go to California, Canelo putting hands on, period. I would put more faith in Jermall Charlo fighting Canelo than Jermall, because Jermall has been in the bigger fights. He stood the test of time, and he shows he has more of a warrior spirit. Jermall has, especially these last few years, kind of skated by. He looks good, but I just don't see him beating Canelo, not right now. I just don't see it. So, in my opinion, I think it'd be good for him if he did go to Mexico and put up a valiant effort, but he's going to lose. And that's my call.
Well, all right. Steve is right back at you with a counter punch. Steve, what up?
This is the only thing I'm going to say. You've been in the ring and you fought. If I told you I'm going to punch you in the face for $10 or I'm going to punch you in the face for $20, what would you take?
20.
Right. Okay. Now, here's the icing on the cake. We're talking about Charlo here. Did he not, or was he not his man? I don't care about this weight and moving up. He didn't fight. He's been chasing him. Like, some of these guys are getting amnesia. Are we forgetting the fact that he's probably been wanting to fight him for the last, 5 years? I lost track. How long ago was that? How long ago was it? Even at 154, he was chasing. Like, let's not be dumb to that fact. Like, these guys better be Makabu and all that. Like, they don't know nothing. He's been wanting to fight this guy. He don't care about the weight. He's saying, I'm going to meet him at his weight. I'll meet him in his country. Like, what more do we got to say to that? I mean, I don't know how you can go against that. I don't know how you can dispute that. Can you argue that? If you know the history, like let's think about the history of this.
I hear you, champ. I hear you. There's definitely a history of Charlo won in that Canelo fight. Both he and his brother, they've been in the same divisions on multiple occasions. Well, all right, Steve. Thank you for calling. We got Rick in San Antonio.
Hey, what up, Ness?
What up?
Congrats to you, my man. Congrats. So, my opinion on the whole situation. Number one, negotiations still need to be held. If the negotiations don't happen or nothing gets worked out, we would have to wait for the specifics to be reported as to why the fight didn't work out before assuming one guy is scared of the other. So there's a lot of money involved. So if something doesn't happen, it was for reasons. Something didn't work out. It has nothing to do with people being afraid. So I'll hold my assumptions on that. If the fight does take place, which I would like to see, because number one, it's going to kill the narrative of Canelo doesn't want to fight Charlo. If anything, he's kind of taking a step down, because to me, Charlo is less of a threat. He's a medium risk compared to the guys at 175. So I think Canelo stops Charlo. His best win is Derevyanchenko at 160, and then he had trouble with Montiel. Now I'm sure he'll fight to his level if he meets Canelo. Don't get me wrong, but I think Canelo stops him. And that's my call.
All right, Mr. PBC. What color are you?
Mr. PBC, baby.
BoxingVoice.com. I'm the flyest. Canelo talking about he believes he can win. Go to my kitchen, get the sharpest knife, and cut the bullshit out. I don't care what you do good. I do every fucking thing great.
Mr. PBC, baby.
Yo, what's good? To the topic, I kind of find it cap. You talking about fighting a dude at 168, but have you made the weight? Or are you doing plans? If you do move to 168 and he doesn't fight you, are you gonna stay there and fight Dave Benavidez? I don't know. I feel like Canelo should just go for 175 at this point. He's already made it clear he don't want Dave Benavidez. He just cleared out the whole division at 168. So 175, the only one who's available. Who's available at 175, Ness? Like right now.
Bivol.
Oh, I was just curious. I mean, you can't do better if he got a fucking gash on his head. Joe Smith is about to fight a tuna can. So I guess, the only availability is Bivol. Charlo hasn't even said he is making weight.
I mean, but when's Joe Smith fight? Joe Smith fight about to fight, so he could be ready for Cinco de Mayo.
I don't know, man. He just got off of COVID. They probably did this card on purpose, I believe. He did an interview saying, he's been off a year layoff, COVID. This is a perfect fight for someone like that. But yeah, man, I think that Canelo should just go 175, 168. No one's there. Charlo's not even there. He doesn't want to fight David, so fuck it. That's my call.
All right. And that is the final call. Nest GTO, Instagram and Twitter. Catch us on the next one. Actually, I see Brandon there on the way out.
Hello, ladies.
Anybody that knows me know I've been a player, whether it was in Alabama, Ohio, or anywhere around the globe.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
I've been smashing Telly Swifts, man. I didn't have to become a millionaire to get that caliber of woman. One of the people's choices, one of the fans' favorites, a guy that can galvanize this crowd such as myself.
He's too ugly to be the world champ. The world champ should be pretty like me.
The AJ of trucking.
Whoop!
Yep, Brandon in Cincinnati.
SDS Promotions.
Yo, Ness, I just realized something. This morning or just now, you didn't have to say, damn, what color is Brandon's intro? Let me find it. you knew where my shit was already. You want to know why? You probably listened to it on your downtime. Both of my intros. You probably jog to it, work out to both my shits. I'm the, I'm the GOAT. But yeah, Charlo, I really want this fight, man. Charlo saying all the right shit. He know he ain't got much leverage, so he said I'm willing to go whenever, wherever, fight you whenever. I like that type of talk. I want that fight to happen. I like the Better Be fight as well. I think it's a tougher fight, but I think for the culture, Charlo and Canelo is the fight to make right now. Then you can fight Better Be later. Let Better Beef and Joe Smith unify. Let Better Beef do some heavy lifting. He gets 3 belts. You can go up there and get that fight and fight him for 3 belts. Let him do some of the work. Make it easier for Canelo when he goes up there. So, yeah, man, I like that Charlo fight a lot. I got Canelo winning, stopping Charlo. But I just think it's going to take a different caliber of fighter to beat this version of Canelo. And I don't know if Charlo's good enough to do it. He has a shot. He is a good fighter, but I don't think he's at that level to pull it off. That's my call.
All right. Rider of the Storm says, I think Canelo versus Charlo should happen in Texas. That way, Charlo hometown fans get an up-close look at him getting KO'd. And we obviously got to Steve in Chicago's Counterpunch. I am Ness GTO. Instagram and Twitter. Catch me on the next one, 7 p.m. tonight. Arrivederci.